G'day guys, it's Ben again, here to bring you another video, and this video is going to look at the question of whether a longbow can be used as a melee weapon. So you often see it in the movies, guys using these sort of bows as like a quarterstaff and trying to fight off an opponent. Is that real? Could that actually happen? Well, we know from historical texts that during the 100 Years' War and in many other battles through some of the Crusades, through some of the battles in the UK, or what is now the UK, and so on, that archers typically went through all of their arrows in a battle. And we don't know how many arrows that individual archers were issued for particular battles. There's no real historical documentation on that, or if there is, we've lost it. And that's quite possible. So when Henry VIII disillusioned the monasteries, the monasteries would have contained a lot of that historical information because there weren't libraries or museums back in those days. And so all that information, if it was there, it's gone now. We do know how many arrows were taken on campaign, but that doesn't really translate into how many arrows did each individual archer have. It's quite possible to surmise that individual archers during things like Agincourt and Cressy and all those sort of battles had many hundreds of arrows. But once those arrows were used up, these archers then simply became infantrymen and went forwards. They would have had a short sword, not a long sword, a short sword, because that helped keep it out of the way. But they also had their bow. So going back to the original question, and the point of this video is, can this be used as a melee weapon? Well, I believe yes it can. Is it a preference to a sword? Because they probably would have had, during the 100 Years' War, archers would have been equipped with a short sword and a buckler, which is a very small shield. But some people would have preferred to keep hold of their bows, because as you go forwards you can collect arrows as you go, and a longbow is not just a long distance weapon. This is a massive misconception. Longbows can be used to fight off enemies who are just 2 or 3 meters away from you, and in some cases some people would argue that these bows are actually more effective in a short range kind of scenario than they are long range. That would obviously depend on the draw weight of the bow. So we know from the Mary Rose, the wreck of the Mary Rose, where there were some bows there that had absolutely phenomenal draw weights. By draw weight I'm referring to the amount of strength is required to draw the bow back to full draw. In my case, 34 inches. Okay. However, a lot of people would have been using bows that may have been 80 or 90 or 100 pound draw weight, which is a much more reasonable bow to use in a short range environment, because I can quickly target. I would have been firing right side of the bow, for those of you who know what instinctive archery is. Okay, back to the question. Can this be used as a melee weapon? Yes, I believe it can. Because on these knocking points, these would have been made from deer antler or horn is another possibility. Now, this is not like a super preferable weapon to something like an axe or an axe or a sword. Still, something like this is easily going to take out someone's. If I stab someone in the face with this, they're probably going down. A stab to the neck, potentially a stab to the groin. Would it get through chainmail? Probably not. And I don't have the budget to test one of these and break it in trying to find out. But and it's certainly not going to go through plate armor, obviously. But it can pick its way into the weak spots on armor, and so I could use this as a stabbing weapon down into someone's shoulder. I could use it to stab someone in the neck. I could use this to hook and gouge out someone's face or someone's abdomen. So for those people who are on the battlefield and are not as well equipped, so the militias and so in Norman times we would have been talking about groups of peasants who had formed into armies and militias and so on. Then they were not as well equipped because they couldn't afford it. To equip yourself as a warrior, as a man-at-arms or a knight is a phenomenal expense, and so this would have been an absolute phenomenal weapon to carry, and this is why I believe the French were so fearful of the English and the Welsh archers, because they were so effective. We also know from historical text and also from modern trials that archers could maintain throughout the day being able to shoot sort of once every 3 or 4 seconds accurately out to about 200 or so meters. So that's pretty phenomenal, and it'll take out armies. If you think that every archer can fire accurately 100 or so times and you've got 80 archers, that's a large part of an army gone. So there we go. Alrighty guys, well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. We'll be building this channel approximately 1 or 2 videos every day, so hopefully achieving as many as 10 videos a week that we'll be publishing up on YouTube. We will soon be covering all types of topics across the whole medieval period, from weapons to religion to culture to dress. We're going to look at different societies and cultures and what made them succeed whilst others failed. I'm looking forward to your comments and suggestions. Please leave a comment below, or you can message me direct through YouTube. Please feel free to share this video on your favourite social media platform, whether that be Twitter, Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe, as it helps us to build our channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.